Chapter 27, Byron Bay 2. I woke up so early the next morning. Becca was still asleep. Otto was still gone, but Mila was awake. She worked at a horse farm and was about to leave. She seemed awfully young for a job. I thought she should be at school instead. But she had a passion and fire about it all that is rare and worth more than formal education. I thought I would drive into town and have a look around, but to my horror I had left the car key in the car and it was locked. It was an old-fashioned car with buttons you push down before you shut the door, and then it was locked, from the 1980s. So I had to call a locksmith. After he gave me a quote on how much it cost to open the car, I decided to break into my own car instead. As I threatened it with an assortment of coat hangers, hairpins, and paper clips, I drew a crowd of about 10 neighborhood guys who each came up with a new tip on how to gain access to my car. I was surprised no one had called the police. Not that that would have worried me, because I still had my parking ticket with the license number of my car from my last visit to Byron Bay, in case I had to prove anything. Not that I wanted anybody to see an unpaid ticket. I was about to give up after quite some time fiddling with various objects, but I thought I would give it one last try. I chose a coat hanger again, inserted it between the window and the rubber seal, and pushed it so far down that it almost disappeared. Then, click, the lock opened. I had done it. I guess I wasn't good enough for a career as a master thief, but I felt quite proud of myself. As a reward for my efforts, I spent the rest of the day at Byron's stunning sandy beach. Market day in Byron Bay was quite a spectacle. The streets were filled with the most colorful stalls offering hippie clothes, food from every nation of the planet, trinkets, gifts, magical potions, and everything you could think of and couldn't think of. I happily walk around the stalls for the entire day, just admiring their fun wares and funky owners. Those were mainly long-haired hippies in their 60s or wannabe hippies in their 30s. Everyone was laid back, borderline lazy, and seemed permanently stoned. If you ever want to time travel back to the 1960s, visit Byron Bay on a market day. Otto's house was like a rescue for stranded souls. People were going in and out, searching for something, yearning for a connection to the lost archaic part of their soul, hoping to find it through Australian Aboriginal culture, hoping the door of Otto's house was a door leading to themselves. I shared that hope. Becca left. Henry moved in. He was a tall, blonde, square-faced Swede who moved to Australia to pen for gold. He had a cabin in the hinterland where he would disappear with his dingo. To make money, he'd take tourists there too, and have them experience a few days of life in the bush.